One thing all of my clients have in common, and myself, is anxiety and overthinking. Hey, I'm Cheeky Linguini, and today I want to give you 10 easy tips to stop your overthinking and your anxiety in its tracks. So the first one is my favorite technique. That's why it's number one. It's the first one that I learned from my therapist, and when I learned it, I was just in shock of how easy it is and how fast it actually works. So when you're anxious and your thoughts start spiraling and you notice that you're just about to lose it, it's just going, stop and clench your stomach. Literally just go down and clench your stomach, hold it really tight for 10 seconds and just squeeze your stomach muscles, and then stand up and breathe for 10 seconds. And do that until it stops. And you might be like, come on, squeezing your stomach. But the same muscles in your brain, like when you squeezing your stomach, are the same muscles that are going off and going crazy in when you're anxious and your thoughts. So you literally cannot do both things at the same time. So every time you clench your stomach, you're literally stopping that part of your brain that's going on the fight and flight and starting to spiral. So literally just clench your stomach for 10 seconds, breathe in for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10, and do it again. Clench and breathe. Try to do it for 3 rotations. If you need to do more, do more. If you need to do less because you feel it, then you're good. So that is the first tip. Try it and you will be shocked, just as I was. The second tip is to do 4-7-8 breathing. So you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 7 seconds, and you breathe out for 8 seconds, and then you go right back into the in breath. So you breathe in, 2, 3, 4, you hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And doing that pattern, you're gonna only do 4 times, no more than 4 times, because you need to train yourself to get used to it. You might feel a little lightheaded after the first couple of times, and that's normal. Just don't do more than 4 times, and you can do that 2 times a day to like work on your breathing, or you can do it when you find yourself anxious. You could do it before going to sleep. I like to do it before going to sleep, and it just helps me really get into like a calm state to actually be able to get a restful night's sleep. The third tip, super easy and simple, you could do it anywhere, is move your body. Literally, like shake it off. Shake off the anxiety. Instead of staying still and stagnant with all your thoughts and all the emotions that are coming up, literally shake it out. Shake your arms, shake your legs, shake your body, shake your head, shake your throat, and just shake it out. Be like silly with it, be fun. You know, if you're out in a party, move yourself into the bathroom or go into a corner and literally just shake it off. Shake off your anxiety, shake off your tension, and you will see that it'll just wash away. The next tip is to journal. So when you're anxious and you have all these thoughts coming in, a good way for some people, remember that these tips, not everything will work for you. You got to try them and see, pick and choose which is best for you. But some people really find ease when they just jot down what they're feeling. Instead of it staying in their head and thinking about it constantly and it driving them crazy, write it down. Write down how you're feeling and just word dump everything. And maybe eventually after the end, you're gonna be like, oh wow, this feels so great. And you literally write, this is feeling awesome. Or you might stay like, this is terrible, I can't handle this, blah, blah. Just dump it all there and then flip the page, take a deep breath, and let it go. The fifth tip is to go outside and go for a 10-minute walk. It might not seem like much, but walking just 10 minutes a day, there's been research that shows that it is just as beneficial as doing a 30-minute rigorous exercise. So go outside, walk, smell the fresh air, look at the trees, get some sun in your face, and just watch your anxiety melt away. The sixth tip is to sing or hum. So singing and humming activates your vagus nerve, which controls your breathing and digestion and a whole bunch of other things. But this is good, activating your vagus nerve is good, because just like when the first tip, when you clench your stomach and you breathe in, your brain cannot focus on the anxious thoughts and the spiraling thoughts at the same time that you are singing and humming. So literally, your brain is going crazy, you're spiraling, what if this, what if that, I can't do this, literally sing. Sing whatever song comes to your head. I like to have songs on deck that I just automatically go to. I love singing worship songs, so I'll just go out and start singing my, belting my Jesus, and I feel better. But you could sing any song that comes to you, any song that you like, any song that resonates with you, and sing it, and you literally cannot be spiraling thoughts and singing at the same time. And humming works just as well if you're in a place that you can't just go out and belt. Hum. When I'm on airplanes, I get anxious, and when we're taking off, I'm literally sitting there humming. Nobody can hear me. The airplane is too loud, and even if somebody can hear me, what are they gonna say? I'm humming. So if you're at a party, if you're out, if you're at work, and you can't just go out and start singing on the top of your lungs, hum, and it'll do the same effect. The 7th tip is to read a book. When you are anxious and your mind is spiraling, open up a book and read. You will not be able to think about the anxious thoughts while you're reading. So read the book, read something that's entertaining or something that you genuinely enjoy. Don't go and study if you're still in school, or pick up like an educational book. Try to read for pleasure when you're a little bit anxious, and you'll see that you get so involved in the book that you just can't be anxious. The 8th tip is to eat whole foods diet. So when we eat a lot of processed foods and a lot of foods with refined sugars and carbs, it causes inflammation in our body, and inflammation leads to anxiety and digestive problems and a whole mess of other terrible things. So limit your fake foods, your refined foods, your processed foods, and eat a whole foods diet of animal protein, fats, and lots of vegetables, and you'll see that you'll just start feeling better. This is not like a tip to do immediately while you're anxious, but it's just a lifestyle tip to keep you from the anxious thoughts, because you're just gonna keep your inflammation down. The 9th tip is the 5 sense grounding technique. You're gonna find 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. It doesn't have to be in that order necessarily. Just try to just go down from 5 to 1. The last one being taste, because that one probably is the hardest. You might have like a bottle of water next to you, or your coffee or tea. So make sure that that one's the last one, but try to find the senses, and it will ground you, because you're looking, you're seeing, you're touching, you're smelling, you're using all of your senses. And again, your mind, we are not multitaskers. We cannot do 2 things at once. Your mind cannot race and be anxious if you are looking for something, if you are touching something, if you're actively smelling and using your senses. And the last tip is to splash cold water on your face or on your hands. So splashing cold water kind of shocks your body, and it snaps you out of the anxious spiraling thoughts. One thing that I love to do is after I shower with hot water. Obviously I love my hot water, but then at the end I switch it all the way to the cold, and I douse myself in cold water for about 2 minutes, and that's really good for your vagus nerve. And like I mentioned before, your vagus nerve is super important because it controls your breathing, your digestion, all your automatic things that happen in your body, things that you don't think about that just happen automatically. That is what your vagus nerve controls, so it controls your anxiety. So do that daily, and it'll help train your vagus nerve. But while you're in an anxious spiral or you're overthinking things, literally go to the bathroom and splash some cold water in your face. If you're in your house, get ice and literally put it in a bucket of water and just dip your hands in there, and the shock will just help you snap out of it. And those are the 10 tips. They're very easy and simple. Almost all of them you can do at any place, anywhere that you are. You can take notes on your phone if you want a journal and you like writing things down and you don't have your actual journal. If you're out, you can hum if you're out. You can clench your stomach and breathe in anywhere. You could do the 4-7-8 breathing anywhere. No one will notice. So all of these techniques and tips are very applicable depending on where you are. You just have to try them out and see which one works best for you. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps me out so much. And if you like this video, I have new content like this, or healthy recipes, IBS and PCOS friendly recipes, grocery hauls, and much more every weekday at 3 p.m.